All right, thank you guys for coming to the 1 o'clock narrative session here at the Folk Fest for Louisiana's Folk Festival. I'm going to do a really quick introduction. We'll talk a little bit, and then I'm going to turn it over to these guys so they can play us some really awesome music. Real fast, I want to thank the sponsors of the narrative sessions and the Folk Festival. So we have the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, Louisiana Office of Cultural Development, Natchitoches and Natchitoches Convention and Visitors Bureau, the National Endowment for the Arts, Explore Louisiana, State of Louisiana, Cane River National Heritage Area, the Shreveport Regional Arts Council, and last but certainly not least, who we couldn't do these narrative sessions without, it is the Louisiana Endowment for the Humanities. So we're here to talk to Rick Adams and Rick Adams Band. Let's go ahead and get started. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you guys.
It's good to be here. We've had a great time.
Perfect. I just want to get us started talking a little bit about the music you play and what it means for you to write and perform these songs.
Well, I love to write music, but I love to play music that other people have written. Like our earlier set today was all cover tunes, and now I'm going to share some of the original tunes that I've written. And I've been fortunate enough to have some people who are actually willing to play the songs with me. And these are some good friends that have always been supportive that way. So the music means everything to me. I mean, it's a chance to express myself. The songs that I've written are ways you get troubles off your mind, or express the happiness that you might have at a given moment, or just to entertain yourself when things are boring. So it serves all purposes.
And one thing I've noticed with all of these narrative sessions and the performers and writers and artists is that a big part of it is community. So can you talk a little bit about how the music helps you either build or maintain the community you have around you, like the guys you play with, family?
Oh, yes. These guys here, I play in other bands, they play in other bands, but we get together almost every week and play music together, and I call it a support group. Well, it is a support group, and we do support each other through all kinds of things. So those friendships and the friendships that I've made with other band members, it means as much as the music itself. And then the people that you meet. So many friends that I've met through music. There's some of the musicians. There's nice people everywhere, but musicians are unusually nice.
Which is always good when you're also a musician.
Yeah, right.
I know you have recently put out an album last year, was it 2022?
Right, it was.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that was an interesting album because it was done during the COVID shutdown when you couldn't get into a studio very well. And so what I did was I sent my tracks to different musicians all over the country. A lot of musicians weren't able to perform during that time, so they would work. I won't say they would work cheaply, but there were some good musicians that really needed the work. And so I would send the tracks to them. There was a cello player from Serbia, a piano player from Sweden, and a bass player from New York City, and they were from all over the place. And I would send my track, they would send their track back to me, and I learned how to do mixing and stuff myself. So that I wasn't relying on other people, and so that was. And my son helped me. My son, who was a really good musician, helped produce it. So that album was special in that way.
That does sound very, especially now that we're a little less restricted on COVID precautions and stuff like that. How's it been being back, being able to perform for people live?
It's wonderful to be able to do that. I mean, there are some losses that we have because we lost some venues that used to cater to music, and that some of those are gone forever. But it's coming back, and it's been like a great celebration to be able to do that again.
Absolutely. That's the best part about music, right? It brings you together, it anchors you, all that fun stuff.
All of that.
All that fun stuff. So I know you're going to play a little bit for us, all you guys. So I'm going to turn it over to y'all. You can pick the songs. You can talk about the songs that you've chosen to play for us. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, I often play at singer-songwriter kind of situations, and so that's often what I do is tell a little bit about why I wrote the song and how the song came about. So often, what spurred the song really won't be what the song ends up being about. It'll just be a word or a phrase or a circumstance. This first one was about a weather phenomena that happens out west, where it looks like raining. It's raining, but it's really not. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And then I thought, well, maybe there would be a situation where a guy's girlfriend broke up with him, and it looked like she was crying, but she wasn't. And that would be a similar sort of thing. And so then I took those two things and I put them together, and this is the song that came out. It's called Dry Rain. 2, 3, 4. Traveling south from Salt Lake City, but it curves in a long straight road. There's a shoulder and the sky looks pretty. Stop a while and stretch my bones. Clouds are moving in like I've never seen them, thinking that I might get wet. Now your eyes stayed dry last night in Billings, not a tear you shed. Dry rain, dry rain. Storm's coming down and my heart is breaking. You don't even feel a thing. Dry rain. Sky's bright red like a bomb exploded. That's about the way I feel. But you don't show much like you're playing poker, a secret that you can't reveal. Strange old storm just got me thinking, little things I now recall. Somehow by now perhaps you're crying tears that never fall. Dry rain, dry rain. Storm's coming down and my heart is breaking. You don't even feel a thing. Dry rain. This Utah sky looks like it's raining, but nothing here is wet at all. Somehow by now perhaps you're crying tears that never fall. Dry rain, dry rain. You're crying dry rain. Thank you. Thank you. So that's how that worked. Come on in. This song was written or inspired by, there's a place that I used to go jam at in Arnoldville, and it was a great magical place where lots of people played music. There was Cajun music, there was bluegrass music, every kind of music, and there were also all these people from all over the world were kind of touring through there to soak up some of the culture from down there. And so I met all kind of people there, and at one of the jams, I met this couple that from New England that sold everything they owned to buy a shrimp boat that they were going to live in. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. And so I wrote a song about it. And interestingly, they came back after their first cruise. They didn't sink. And when they got back, they said the song was pretty close to how it happened. So that's the song that I wanted to share with you next. I'll just get it off. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, and make it our home. Just enough room for me and you as we go traveling on. It may sound silly and it may sound strange, but that's what I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, hey, this yacht's for you. Never, 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 never think that you ain't adventure enough. But we've been chained to one space, baby, can't we hear the call of the gun? Don't worry about the price tag, honey, I'm selling everything we own. I'm bidding on a boat on eBay, baby, and it'll be our home. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, and make it our home. Just enough room for me and you as we go traveling on. It may sound silly and it may sound strange, but that's what I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, hey, this yacht's for you. Play, guys. We could go down to old Havana for our first cruise. The aqua world is all yours, honey. We'll go anywhere you choose. Navigating you won't be no problem. Don't need no GPS. I've got a wild hair that guides me north, south, east, and west. Oh, I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, and make it our home. Just enough room for me and you as we go traveling on. It may sound silly and it may sound strange, but that's what I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, hey, this yacht's for you. Play it again. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, and make it our home. Just enough room for me and you as we go traveling on. It may sound silly and it may sound strange, but that's what I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna buy you a shrimp boat, baby, hey, this yacht's for, this yacht's for, this yacht's for you. Thank you. And that's the way it happened. And they really did say they were going to Cuba. I don't know how I don't know how you could. I know you could take a shrimp boat to Cuba, but but they didn't tell. Never saw them again after they said they were going to do that. So anyway, so that's how songs happen. Sometimes, you know, there'll be something in life that just that touches you, and you think, well, that cries for a song. And I'm switching all around because that's the way my brain is. You'll see that I jump from genre to genre in my songs, and I jump from idea to idea. Well, one thing that's always kind of fascinated me, let me give these guys, we're going to do Desdemona next time. One of the things always, you're not supposed to have to tell the band that in front of everybody, but they have no idea what I'm going to do, so how in the world would they know?
It's always better if we did know.
It's right. You're right. Now we sometimes it's all right if we play different songs at the same time. We've done that before, but it's really better if we play in the same one. But anyway, I've had this fascination with ghost towns, and you know, a lot of, you know, Yosemite Sam and all the things that are out west, but also closer in Texas, there's a lot of ghost towns that from the oil boom and so forth. And so the loneliness of a town that's just been abandoned and nobody's there anymore. So that has always fascinated me. And there is one in Texas called Desdemona. So I wrote a song about that. But it just, of course, there just happened to be a woman also named Desdemona. You can do that when you're writing songs. All these coincidences that, you know, that are unlikely. But so that's what that's about. That's kind of the juxtaposition of a lonely ghost town and a relationship that may have been abandoned too. 1, 2, 3, 4. You and I are like a Texas boomtown, the shell of our dreams, all that remain. My heart cries for you, Desdemona, dying for some life to bloom again. And the farms have scattered round in Eastland County. Grandpa's oil well dried up and gone, and the jailhouse holds the ghost of desperados. Desdemona, nobody's home. Some say it's because they burned the church down. The soul of our town was lost that day. Ah, but it's the same old dusty story. The oil came and the oil went away, and the farms have scattered round in Eastland County. Grandpa's oil well dried up and gone, and the jailhouse holds the ghost of desperados. Desdemona, nobody's home. I understand you, Desdemona. Everything that mattered is all gone, and the train just brings more ghosts of desperados. Desdemona, nobody's home. Desdemona, nobody's home. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and I don't know with the camera if we're even to see the band at all. These are some guys that are wonderful friends. I'm just going to mention their name, even if they're invisible. We have John Evers on the upright bass. He's one of the best upright bass players I've ever met, and he's also a very kind guy. And I'll skip around because one of the things that he did that was great was he had a son who can really play the dobro, Josh Evers. And I'm not saying that's your only accomplishment, John, but it was a good thing. And so, right, yeah, Josh appreciates it, It was good for him. And then Tony Murphy, who was one of the most in-demand mandolin players in our region. I know I embarrass him, but...
Can't figure that out yet.
You can't figure out how you're so good or why we believe that. Well, he's amazing. Really is amazing. And I don't know how to tell them what song we're doing and what key it's in without actually saying it out loud. So edit the part out where I tell them that we're going to do Blue Just Looks Black in G.
Okay, that sounds good.
But you didn't hear that. Take that part out. Shamelessly, nobody heard that, right?
Get your G harmonics.
Right, harmonica out. Right. This song was, we've had a lot of hurricanes, but this was several hurricanes back. There was a hurricane called Gustav. I don't know if we ever got much of it here, but where I live, we were without electricity. I thought it was forever until Laura came and beat the record. But during that time, the electricity would be out, you'd be in the dark, and I was challenged in trying to dress myself. That may be too much information for you, but it was hard to get dressed, particularly because I couldn't tell my blue socks from my black socks. And I said, this is hard. Blue just looks black in the dark. And so I decided to write a song about that, but you can't really write a song about socks. I mean, maybe you could, but that would be, well, the song is silly anyway, but it would be even sillier. So anyway, like we always, if you have to you take a simple event and then turn it into something about relationships, that always seems to work in a song. So
One sock relates to the other.
one sock relates to, it's about a relationship between two socks. Well, there's just a few things I picked up along the way. How can I best make the pain go away? Now is the time I am in need. What I can't see can't hurt me. So turn out the lights if you're leaving me blue. I don't want to see a thing that reminds me of you. Turn out the lights as you leave me, sweetheart, 'cause blue just looks black in the dark. Go ahead, Vic. Well, you can't stop a train or an old hurricane, and I can't stop you, baby, from leaving today. But being alone, it's all in my mind. I'm ready now to go blind. So turn out the lights if you're leaving me blue. I don't want to see a thing that reminds me of you. Turn out the lights as you're leaving, sweetheart, 'cause blue just looks black in the dark. Pick that again, boys. Well, what works for me, it might not work for you. But I'm happy now, black is better than blue. I pull down the shades to block out the day. Darkness is where I'll remain. So turn out the lights if you're leaving me blue. I don't want to see a thing that reminds me of you. Turn out the lights as you're leaving, sweetheart, 'cause blue just looks black in the dark. Whoa, blue just looks black in the dark. Oh, thanks, guys. It's so wonderful to have guys that will follow me into my own personal whatever. I'm not sure you'll follow me anywhere, but
Oh, yeah,
right. Switching around a little bit. I don't know how to make this intro too long without sounding like psychobabble here, but you know, when you look back in time at things, sometimes you remember the good stuff and not so much the bad stuff. Things look different when you look back. Not always, but they sometimes do. And, you know, that's why we get nostalgic about things and think about the good old days. And sometimes it's like you're looking at things through a filter that makes things better. In the movies, they do it with some kind of sepia thing where everything looks yellow. You know, you've seen that in the movies. So that fascinated me. So I was thinking, what if you were wanting to intentionally make that happen? You're at a stage in a relationship or a situation where you'd like to gain that kind of perspective that you have with distance on something. That's why I said that's a lot of talk about a song. But now I got to even go one step further. Does everybody know what gossamer is? Good. Some people say, well, this song is called Gossamer Blue. And people say, what's gossamer? It's a fabric, you know, but it's kind of like a veil. So this is saying look at things through that. And that's the longest intro I've ever given to that song, ever. And it was pretty interesting, huh? It was a psychology lesson and a fabric lesson. And
I know everything except the key now.
right. G for gossamer, right.
I'll never forget it.
Okay. So somebody once said, shut up and sing. So that's what I'll do. Cover the lonely with gossamer blue. There's not a story you could tell I can't see through. Don't turn the light out, just soften the view. cover the lonely with gossamer blue. The bottle is empty, the words are all gone, but there's a heavy hanging lonely lingering on. Call it a crossroads, a time to review and cover the lonely with gossamer blue. Cover the lonely with gossamer blue. There's not a story you could tell I can't see through. Don't turn the light out, just soften the view and cover the lonely with gossamer blue. We drove to Memphis, then on to the coast. Yachts in the harbor, we waved at the boats. Memories grow warmer with the passage of time, veiled in the fabric of the gossamer kind. Cover the lonely with gossamer blue. There's not a story you could tell I can't see through. Don't turn the light out, just soften the view and cover the lonely gossamer blue. St. Joseph River wakes up in May, with muster and winter fades away. Supper at the cabin, white wine you chose. Favorite recollections, I choose those. Cover the lonely with gossamer blue. There's not a story you could tell I can't see through. Don't turn the light out, just soften the view and cover the lonely with gossamer blue. Cover the lonely gossamer blue. Thank you, thank you. Just got a little bit of time left. Let's go ahead and do the boss hand here in G. All right. This song was written about what happened. I won't give it as long an intro this time as I did on Gossamer, but about what happens when the boss is gone. You know, it's the old cat's away, the mice will play. I know a lot of you in here have been bosses, and you know, you never know what happens during that time. So this is for bosses as well as for the people who might enjoy the absence of the boss. I'm just going to jump in.
Jump in there.
Well, the boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. Well, the boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. Make a wish, honey, I'll do what you say. Well, you can't have fun with let's burn up the town. Burn it down now. Boss man's caddy is parked out on the road. Well, the boss man's caddy is parked out on the road. We can park it back and the boss won't never know. Well, the boss ain't here, so there's no more work today, no more work today. The boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. Make a wish, honey, I'll do what you say. Play it some more. Boss man's got some whiskey on the shelf. Boss man's got some whiskey on the shelf. There's enough for me and maybe someone else. Now the boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here.
No, the boss ain't here.
Oh, the boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here.
Boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. Play it again now. Boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. No more work, baby. Well, the boss ain't here, so there's no more work today. Make a wish, honey, and I'll do what you say. Now we can dance all night. Hope he stays away. All right. Well, thank you so much for your attention. We've had a great time. Any questions, like about my sanity or anything, or anything that you'd want to ask? Okay. Yes.
What key is the next song going to be?
Well, I don't think there was going to be another song. There could be, but I thought our time was up. But thank you, Doug. It will be in G, I'm thinking. For sure. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. I'm on YouTube and Spotify and all those kind of things like that. It was distributed that way. You can find it pretty easily on the net.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, and you can also find it in that little red bag over there. If anybody, no, really, thank you so much for coming. If anybody would like a complimentary CD, they're there. So if you were nice enough to come in here and listen to me, you get a CD.